All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin.
All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the match reaction ready to go. Sorry, I couldn't do the watch along because I was out late last night and I wanted to get a bit of sleep in. But I still managed to watch the match. I have to say, I mean, for a team like England, you know, with all the hype that goes around England, and it's coming home, and they're the they're the father figures of building this sport. They're the ones who created this sport. I have to say, man, like that game, USA looked a lot better. USA probably deserved to win, in my opinion. Probably had the better chances in the first half. Weston McKennie, I believe he was inside the box, scuffed a shot. Christian Pulisic hit the post as well with his left foot. The countless amount of corners that USA had. England with just bits and pieces here and there, like where they were in control. Overall, it was really USA in control. The one player in that entire match, it was a boring match, to be honest, but the one player that I was really, really impressed with is probably Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams is someone, if Todd Bowley, if he's thinking about perhaps getting more US contingent players, he wants to bring in more US based players in Chelsea Football Club, you probably need to look at Tyler Adams. Tyler Adams as a defensive midfielder, not only he's so good in terms of defending, of the ball work rate, his ball playing ability is fantastic. His positional awareness is fantastic. He's combative. Tyler Adams is a very, very good player. Christian Pulisic obviously had a very good game as well. The thing that really lets Pulisic down is his final third decision making, doesn't it? That's what always seems to put him down. But besides that, Pulisic looked really, really busy. He was trying to create havoc. And for me, this English team, man, honestly, it's just too much of a hype, man. This English team would get battered by Brazil. They really would get battered by Brazil. Sorry, Krishna is bringing up a tweet. Let me have a look at this. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section what you thought about that match. I'll delve into it a little bit more very, very soon. I'll talk about all the Chelsea players that's been involved, obviously, comment on them. For me, probably Mason Mount, the best player from English point of view. Then again, it's not like he really did heaps of crazy stuff. He just looked better out of the worst lot, I suppose. Julian Lawrence, let's see what he has to say. Terrible performance from England and from Southgate. Maguire has had as many touches in the USA box than Kane, 3. Yeah, it's a given. We saw the match. It wasn't good from England one bit. Let's see what you guys are saying. We need Tyler Adams. As I said, for me, Tyler Adams was the one that I took out of that match thinking, do you know what? This guy's got some quality about him. He really does have quality about him. Now I want to see the old optimism from England fans. Yeah, it's coming home. Nothing is coming home for England. Rest assured, nothing is coming home. If you play like that, and do you know what? It's not as if they wanted to play like that or anything. USA were better. Clear as daylight. And they should have won the match. They really should have won the match. If they had a little bit more quality up front, they should have won the match. Yunus Musa and Adams baller. Yeah, Musa's all right, but for me, Adams, man. Adams for sure. Pulisic and Ziyech are so good in this World Cup. Sad Potter is blind. He can't get the best out of them. Look, I wouldn't say so better. Like they still lack. Pulisic definitely lacks the final third decision making. Definitely much better for USA. Then again, I don't think he's been that poor for Chelsea either. It's just Graham Potter doesn't seem to fancy him, much like Ziyech as well. Ziyech for Morocco that day, bits and pieces were good, bits and pieces weren't that great. We'll see in the upcoming matches what happens. But let's talk a little bit about the Chelsea players now, ladies and gentlemen. First up, let's go from the back for England. Players that have been linked with Chelsea as well, we'll talk about that. Jordan Pickford, man, honestly, some nice distributions here and there, but overall, he gives me nightmares, man. He's too eccentric with the ball. His body movement, everything that he does, it seems to be a bit over exaggerated. Couple of nice distribution, couple of sort of bozo moments as well that we know that Jordan Pickford's capable of. I hope we don't look at him as the goalkeeper. I didn't get to watch Senegal versus Qatar. Obviously, Senegal won, but let me know live chat. How was Mendy? Hope Mendy was all right. Yeah, I don't want to get linked with Jordan Pickford. Pickford just for me just gives me weird vibes, just weird vibes, and I don't want to. In fact, yes, Turner was better. Turner better than Pickford. Turner's distribution, Turner's shot stopping ability. Turner was much better. There was one sort of iffy moment where Turner right at the end sort of took the ball and went into midfield. I think Mount was pressing, and I was like, "What are you doing, Turner? You're going to lose the ball." But besides that, Turner was better. Turner was better, no doubt. Okay, let's see what you guys have to say. He's the worst. He's worse than Kepa in this word days. Okay, sure, but let's see what you're saying. All right, let's bring this up. Dale Johnson, ITV Sport got it slightly wrong. England would be out with a 3-goal defeat to Wales if Iran USA is a draw. Oh wow, really? England would be out with a 3-goal defeat to Wales if Iran USA is a draw. There's no way Wales is scoring 3, that's for sure. Wales is probably one of the most rubbish teams in this World Cup. Iran, kudos to Iran. Congratulations to Iran. I don't think they played overly well either. They just couldn't finish up front, but right at the end, when it mattered, they finished things off. So yeah, that's a little bit about Jordan Pickford. Declan Rice, I mean, I'm not even going to say anything. There's nearly 80 of you guys alive right now. You tell me how was Declan Rice? Tell me how he's capable of bringing control to England, how he was protecting the back two defenders. What did he do in the build-up? Did England have any control? And I'm not solely pinning it on Declan Rice. Have a look at Declan Rice and have a look at Tyler Adams. Who brings more? And I don't want to have a situation where I'm just focusing on this match to make a conclusion. No, I'm basically asking you guys to let me know, what did you think of both those players between the two, Tyler Adams and Declan Rice? I want to see what you guys feel about that. Let me just check this out. What's going on here? Yeah. Okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. Ryan is saying Adams. We need Adams at Chelsea. For me, Adams was excellent, man. Excellent player. If you want proper CDM performance, watch Casemiro against Serbia. Wow. Casemiro against Serbia, man. That was sensational. That really was. The way he was finding those pockets of space and drilling those passes in, the way he was protecting the back two, and he was just making sure any ball that sort of went beyond the midfield, he was there to clean it up. Like, that's what you're meant to do. But not just about cleaning that up. It's after the cleanup, how can you distribute the ball away? Casemiro was excellent. And I think Tyler Adams did similar things today in regards to that. We need to talk about Sterling. Yes, let's talk about Sterling as well. But I just wanted to spend a bit of time about Declan Rice. For me, Tyler Adams really outshone in that particular department. Sterling, bits and pieces. Like, once again, a big game, USA. If you win, you qualify. You'd think that players like Sterling, players like Harry Kane, players like Bukayo Saka, Jude Bellingham, the English team on paper, if you compare that with the American team, like, there should be no arguments here. Like, it should be a win for England. And with what was on the line, a win gets them qualified for the next round. You'd think they'd be buzzing for it. But Sterling, honestly, I don't remember what he did in that match. A couple of times where he did some really good drives, dribbling moves, drove into space, but didn't really materialize into anything. Yeah, really disappointing. Really disappointing that someone like Raheem Sterling didn't come into the game more enough. Rice is a pivot player. If you want progression from midfield, didn't he play as a sort of like a pivot when Jordan Henderson came on? Even Jude Bellingham really didn't advance that much. Mason Mount was the most furthest forward. He was in a bit of a pivot, wouldn't you say? He did his job, Miz. Rice protected the back line. We need that, Miz. He doesn't have to control the game. Cover next to him would do that. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I mean, if that's your expectation, not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. Good to see Ryan in the house. Let's have a right. We need a Mason Mount. This is a message just for you. Let's talk about Mason Mount. I think Mason Mount was probably England's best player. But that's not, I'm not saying it in the sense where I'm praising his performance like it was some sort of a world-class performance. I'm more saying it in the sense that England were so poor, Mount was their best player. Do you know what I mean? Pressed well, showed a lot of energy. He was combative in duels, ground duels, aerial duels. Had a really nice shot in the first half. Linked up well when Grealish probably came on. His link up on the left side was better when Grealish came on, but nothing sensational, to be honest. Nothing sensational. But yeah, he was the best out of that rubbish bunch, I suppose, from England. There was a 4-year course in a top university of how to be a DM, 100% Casemiro. How does Mason Mount play 90 minutes and Raheem Sterling plays 75 when they were so wasteful in possession when you've got Phil Foden, one of the best possession players in the league, and doesn't start? It's crazy. This is the thing about English football. I don't know if you guys saw the TalkSport clip. I might do a video on that. Jason Cundy and Jamie O'Hara. Jamie O'Hara was saying, if you had an opportunity to take one Brazilian player to the English team, who would you take? Jamie O'Hara said, I'd take Neymar over Mason Mount. Jason Cundy said, no way. No way he would ever take Neymar over Mason Mount. He's keeping Mason Mount. He feels Neymar is too much of an individualistic player. He plays for himself only. He doesn't play for the team. Mason plays more for the team. He would not have Neymar over Mason Mount. And this is the state of English mentality, English football. Someone like Phil Foden, did Phil Foden even play? Did he come off the bench? I don't even think Phil Foden came on. Jack Grealish was a good move, but Phil Foden didn't even come on. See, that's the thing. The reason why they play Mount is he's combative. Like English fans, English supporters, English pundits, English journalists, England as a nation, they've never really appreciated creativity. They don't really appreciate imagination. And it translates to their team. They believe in passion, desire, combative nature, in-your-face nature. They don't believe in technicality. They don't believe in tactics. They don't really believe in, that. You look at the Brazilian team. Look at the way Brazil played against Serbia. Look at the way Brazil was just finding those passes in between the lines, especially second half. Look at the way Brazilian players move and look at the way the English players move. This is why players like Foden, they look so much better when they play in Man City, because Man City have the Pep flavor. Do you know what I mean? Pep Guardiola flavor. And yeah, this is why I would even say England would suffer against some of the other sort of teams, like Asian teams, in the sense of Japan, Korea. Japan and Korea would give England a mad go. Hell, even Saudi Arabia would give England a really good go. Do you know what I mean? We're going to wrap things up very, very soon, ladies and gentlemen. It was just meant to be a short reaction. Even Mason would pick Neymar over him. Exactly. Say no to Rice, Bellingham, Mount at Chelsea. Let only have either Belly or Rice. I would seriously look at Tyler Adams now, man. Tyler Adams has really impressed me. And he looks like a proper leader as well. Captain of America. Looks like a proper leader. In regards to Christian Pulisic, as I said, ladies and gentlemen, had a very good game. He was the one who was looking threatening. But the decision making, if he had more precise and crisp decision making, I think USA would get a lot out of. But this particular group is sizing up to be a fantastic one. Iran versus USA. You know that's going to be war. That is war. Iran's probably been waiting for USA for all these years, all the sanctions that's been imposed on them. Had a very, very good late win against Wales. Wales are dead. Like, if England can't beat Wales, and Wales, for your sake, if you want to save some sort of face in this World Cup, try your best against your arch rivals, England, and see what you can do. Gareth Bale, man, he barely even runs. He walks like he's finished. And that entire Welsh team, man, is just ton of passengers all over the place. Ramsey, Bale. Yeah, it's just not a good team, man. Even Ethan Ampadu. But what can you say about Ethan Ampadu? He's part of a really, really rubbish team. So I don't want to be too critical about Ethan Ampadu. But this English team, even if they get out of this group stage, which they will, they shouldn't go too far. They really shouldn't go too far. Big up Miz. As much as I love Mount, I don't know what type of a hold he has on managers who refuse to drop him. He hasn't been good for long, and he needs to be dropped for the sake. Look, it's his attitude. He's got a good attitude, his work ethics, and English people like that. English people like a workhorse. They like a workhorse. Players like Foden, they have the technicality, they have the imagination, they have that charisma. Even Grealish, you saw how much, as soon as Grealish came on, England started to take a little bit of control. Not too much, a little bit more control. Because before Grealish, it was really all USA. And USA, they should have done enough to win that match, man. They really should have done enough. I feel like England probably should be happy with that point, because I don't think they really deserved anything more than that, if I'm being absolutely honest. Maddison as well. Yeah, he's another one. Maddison, why not use Maddison? It's just mad, man. This Southgate is crazy. Southgate is crazy, man. With all these ballers you have, and you don't play them, it's just ridiculous, man. Really, really stupid, to be honest. Because I don't want Mount to go to World Cup, because he doesn't deserve to go. He's been poor all season, and he's continuing that form into the World Cup. Look, they love him, man. They love him. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up now. Trevor, yeah, by the way, Trevor, contract extension until 2028. Lovely news. Big news. We'll talk about this live tomorrow, UK time, early before the World Cup, the first match. I think Australia versus Tunisia is the first match. But before that, we'll go live. We'll do a whole heap of Chelsea news. But yeah, hope you guys have enjoyed this. More than 110, nearly 120 live right now. Smash the like button if you can. That's your match reaction. Really wished USA had won. They probably did deserve to win. Tyler Adams for me was the standout. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button and subscribe if you're here for the first time. See ya.